All right, so we have another equation to solve. This time it's considered a logarithmic equation because it is a logarithm of both sides. It's a natural logarithm, which is just log base e, remember, so we call it natural log. So what is the solution to natural log of x squared minus 16 equals natural log of 6x? So what we want to notice here is that we are taking the natural log of both sides of the equation. Because there's nothing outside of that, that means that whatever we're taking the natural log of on both sides, and this could have been log or natural log, we would apply the same things. That means that x squared minus 16 will be equal to 6x. And now we have an equation we can solve. We will go ahead and subtract 6x from both sides. We will rewrite our trinomial in order. And we have to solve an equation with x squared. So we'll factor it or do the quadratic formula, but we're always going to try factoring first. Do we have factors of negative 16 that add up to negative 6? And we do. It's going to be a negative 8 and a positive 2. So when you have factors set equal to 0, you can use the zero product property. That lets you set each factor equal to 0 and solve. And when you solve those, you get x equals a positive 8 and a negative 2. All right, so x equals 8 and negative 2. Here's the thing though, is we do want to just make sure, well, does it really, does x really equal those? So we're going to check. Let's just check the answer because something does happen on one of these that we need to make sure we understand. First, we're going to check the 8. So go back to the original equation, natural log of, if we plug in an 8 here, so 8 squared is 64. I'm just going to write down the 64 minus 16. We want to know if that's equal to the natural log of, plug in an 8 here, so 6 times 8 is 48. So we would do that subtraction first. 64 minus 16 is 48. And what we notice is that natural log of 48 equals natural log of 48. Yep, that sure worked out. So our 8 is good. Let's just double check this negative 2. If we take we're going to check the negative 2, natural log of, plug a negative 2 in for x, so negative 2 squared is 4. Minus 16 equals natural log of, if we plug a negative 2 in for this x, 6 times negative 2 is negative 12. And then keep simplifying, 4 minus 16 is negative 12. And you might look at this and say, oh, that's true. The left side is the same as the right side. Natural log of negative 12 equals natural log of negative 12. Here's the thing though, is if you type that into your calculator, you do get an error message. So the thing that we had to kind of make sure we understood here is logarithms, whether it's a logarithm or a natural logarithm, they are not defined for negative values, which is why you would get that error message on your calculator. So let's just make a note. I'll just say logs are not defined for negative values. So that means that x cannot equal a negative 2. And the only value that actually works out in our equation is x equals 8.